Now let's go through the 2017. This is the internal exam paper 2 biology. Figure shows specialized cells P, Q, and R. So if you notice, this was the internal exam and the first question was exactly the same as the GCE. So it's just important to go through previous year papers. Name each of the cells above. So this cell that you can see is known as a root hair cell. And then we have got the red blood cell or erythrocyte, and then we have got a palisade cell. Palisade cell, when you just see a cell that is longer up than in the sides. State the function of P and Q. What is the function of the root hair cell? It's basically for absorption. Want to absorb water and mineral resources from the ground, and then Q, the red blood cells, is to transport oxygen. Then explain the adaptations for cells P and Q to their function. What makes the root hair cell to be adapted to its function? Are you able to notice that for the root hair cell, it actually has got an elongation that is coming out? And so what will happen is that that same elongation that is which is known as an elongated outgrowth is going to increase the surface area for absorption. That is for P, which is the root hair cell. This one, elongated outgrowth increases surface area. And then how about Q, which is the red blood cell? It lacks organelles, and that just increases space for the transport of oxygen. Where is the leaf? Where in the leaf is cell R located? So what we are saying is where really in the where in which part of the leaf are we going to find a palisade cell? So for you to even know that, what is the function of the palisade cell? Palisade cell is involved in photosynthesis. So where do you want to find it? So what happens is that when you are going to find this cell on the upper part of the leaf that is exposed, where sunlight can be trapped, because remember, photosynthesis to happen, there is need for the sunlight. So you want to find it on top of the leaf here. Okay. The figure shows a graph showing the effect of temperature on an enzyme catalyzed reaction. What is an enzyme? An enzyme is biological catalyst which speeds up the rate of a chemical reaction while itself is not changed. What is the optimum temperature of the enzyme shown in the graph? Optimum temperature is the temperature at which the enzyme will work well fast, or the highest. And you can see this is somewhere at 37, because this is 35, this is 40. The middle was supposed to be like 38, but this is a bit lower. So this is somewhere 37. At which temperature is the enzyme completely denatured? You can say the enzyme is completely denatured. At skist, it can no longer work. Give a reason for your answer in B1, because you can see that the graph has become flat. Okay. Explain why it is important to measure the body temperature when a person is sick. So body temperature is going to show you, because at some point of temperature, enzymes in the body will be deactivated. So you need to know the body temperature, and that is going to give you about information of how much the temperature has gone and how many enzymes would have been deactivated or denatured. Propose two ways the body temperature of a person can be brought down to normal. Medicines can help with that. Okay. And also just getting to take fluids, water, and that. The figure shows the life cycle of a mosquito. A mosquito undergoes what is called complete morphosis. I- You can see it starts as the egg, then it go into a larva and then a pupa. The egg, the larva, and the pupa, they are all in, they stay in water, they survive in water. And then you are going to have now the adult mosquito, which is known as imago. Identify two stages which are most suitable for eradicating malaria. If you want to eradicate, you want to do away with, you want to cancel, to stop. So at a stage of an egg and also larva, it is necessary, it is good, you can eradicate malaria there. For each stage identified, state how malaria can be eradicated. So here, just do away with the body of waters which might be around. If there are any water bodies, do away with them. That is the same way with here because they are all found in water. So do away with water bodies. Okay. Drain water bodies. Suggest two ways in which malaria can be controlled in the community. One, you need to drain all the stagnant water bodies, and then also just make sure that you flush, you slash around all the glassy places, and also just spraying in houses which might be infected with mosquitoes. What term is given to the mosquito based on its role in the transmission of malaria pathogen? Malaria is known as a vector because it carries the that microbe or that microorganism that actually is responsible for causing malaria. Define pathogen. Pathogen is a disease causing organism. So a vector carries the disease causing organism. And then the pathogen that causes malaria is Plasmodium parasite. It's a parasite, Plasmodium. Plasmodium parasite. Okay, so that is it. And then we can see the next question. Figure shows the longitudinal section of a leaf. Which letters in the figure correspond to the cambium, xylem, and phloem? So when you have got a structure like this is your plant. The xylem is this part that is inside. The phloem is this part that is outside. What divides the xylem from the phloem is the cambium. So on the middle, let's see. So T should be on the middle, that is the cambium. If S is the one which is inside D, that's the the xylem, and then U is the phloem. By this diagram, I cannot okay. I think that's where it ends. The arrows. You need to take note where the arrows are ending. Explain the function of S and T in the plant. So what did we say S was? S is more inside. What is the function of the xylem? Xylem is basically there to transport water and minerals, isn't it? Okay, from down the plant. So xylem conducts water and minerals from the roots to the upper part of the plant. Cambium carries out cell division to produce new cells. So it will carry out cell division to produce new xylem and new phloem. Which letter corresponds to the structure it needs companion cell to function? In other words, between the xylem and the phloem, which one needs a companion cell? Does the xylem need a companion cell, or does the phloem need a companion cell? So that is from the adaptations of the xylem and the phloem. So the phloem needs a companion cell for it to function. Xylem doesn't need a companion cell, right? Which letter corresponds to a structure in which substances can either move up or down? What can move? So it is in the phloem where things can either move up or down. So what structure is that? That is U. Mrs. Mumba delivered the baby girl in a certain hospital. Mrs. Mumba had blood group O, and the father to the girl has blood group AB. Mrs. Mumba sues the hospital for giving her a wrong baby whose blood group was O. Explain using a genetic diagram why Mrs. Mumba would win or lose the case. So we need to look at the genetic makeup of Mrs. Mumba and the husband. Mrs. Mumba is blood group O, the husband is blood group AB. The question is, are they able to have a child with blood group O? So let's find out. So start with the phenotype. The man is blood group AB. You are crossing with a woman who is blood group O. And then what will be the genotype? Blood group AB, right? I with A, and then I with B. We are crossing blood group O is I with O, and then I with O. Then you write a gamete, I to the power A, and then I to the power B. Then you cross with I to the power. Also put these in circles and don't put a cross there. And then now fertilization is going to happen. This can cross with that, so that is going to be I, A, I, O. This can also cross with this, I, A, I, O. This crosses with this, I, B, I, O. This crosses with this, that is I, B, I, O. This is the F1 genotype. That's the genetic makeup. Underline it. The F1 phenotype. What are the blood groups of the children? The first one is blood group A. So write blood group A. The second one is also blood group A. The third is blood group B. Even this other one is blood group B. So there is no chance that Mrs. Mumba can have a child who has blood group O, as the question says. So the only way the child is blood group O is either the hospital changed the baby or Mrs. Mumba was unfaithful. As long as she was not unfaithful and she has proven that, as long as she can prove that she's not unfaithful, she has not ever been with any man, then the problem is with the hospital. So if she sues the hospital, then she's going to win, right? So what could have been the correct genotype or the actual father? So because Mrs. Mumba is blood group what? Mrs. Mumba is blood group O. When she can cross with anyone who has got a blood group O, then she can have a child with blood group O. She can cross with someone who has got A and O, or B and O, or O and O. So she can cross with someone who has blood group A, blood group B, blood group O. She can still have a child with a blood group O, but not someone with blood group AB. She can't have a child with blood group O. So that is it for the essays. Just get to try them out. You can get to write and we see. Identify causes of infertility. The best way of answering an essay is first define the term. What is infertility? Just write a line or two, and then now you mention the causes of infertility, and then how a health pregnancy could be maintained, and then describe safe childbirth. Explain the function of the following nerve: sensory, motor, relay. Describe, giving examples, spinal reflex, coordination, conditions, reflex actions. Describe the antagonistic action of muscles in the rim or in the iris. So in the iris, you have got two muscles, circular muscles and radial muscles. How do they do it? Which ones, if they contract to make the pupil become large, and which ones, if they contract to make the pupil become small, what will happen to the other? So when one contracts, one relaxes. That is what we call antagonism. Compare and contrast exoskeleton and endoskeleton. What are the some things which are the same between the two types of skeleton, and what are the differences? Describe one joint disorder. Can mention anyone, gout, arthritis. Okay, define the term biodiversity, state the importance, economic reasons for maintaining it. Explain the term population and also discuss the factors that cause changes in population. Things like poverty, search for employment, and everything like that. So that is it for this one. Thank you so much.